everyone, I'm Juliet.
And I'm Hannah.
If you're looking to order a digital signage, logo design, t-shirt design, or any advertising material for your organization, then you've come to the right place.
We will be walking you through how to submit a request to the CSC graphic designers, as well as give you some guidelines in what we expect from our clients, which is you. Without further ado, let's get started.
So in order to request any type of advertising material from us, you'll need to submit a request form. And to find the request form, there's actually two ways. You go to maryville.edu/CSC, and if you scroll down a little bit, just click the graphic artist request form. And the other way is to go to getinvolvedmu.maryville.edu, and you don't have to sign in to look for it either. So you scroll down on that website as well, all the way towards the bottom. And under the campus links box, there is a graphic artist request link, and you just click that as well. And once you click that link, it will take you to the maryville.edu/CSC page, and you just do the same thing. You just click the graphic artist request form. And this is where you request any advertising materials for your student organization. Or if you're a faculty member requesting something for your department, this is where you request something as well. As you can see, there are several boxes that you'll have to fill out. For this tutorial, I'm going to pretend to request a digital signage for a tea party event, but for you, you can order anything that your organization needs. I'll go ahead and fill it out so that you can get a better idea of how it's done. First, I'll write out my credentials, such as my name, email address, student organization or department name, and also a phone number. Next, I will fill out the event details. This includes the name of the event location, date and time, and when I need the project to be done. For the date, this part of the form is a bit picky. You'll have to use the format that the example gives you. For some reason, the form doesn't go through unless you go by this format. As for the date project needed, this is basically a due date that you want your request to be done by. We ask that you submit a request at least 2 weeks before your event. The earlier, the better. This will allow us enough time to work on your request, and it will also give us enough room for any necessary changes that need to be done. After that, I will fill out the project details. As stated before, I am requesting a digital signage, so I will select the digital signage option and also select the full color option since I want the digital signage to be colorful. As for the description, this is actually a very important part. We ask that you guys give us a description. It can be as short as 2 sentences or even as long as a paragraph. It's not very helpful if you say do whatever you want, because when that happens, we end up playing the guessing game, and if we end up making something that you don't like, we'll have to make changes and it could slow down the process of getting your request done on time. Fun fact, you can actually request for any designer to make your signage. It doesn't have to be assigned to just anyone. If you happen to like the art style of one of the CSC graphic designers, you can mention it in your form. In this case, I'm asking for Hannah Fails to make my digital signage. To be more descriptive, I asked for a teacup, some cupcakes and macaroons, and even a little character somewhere on it. I also asked for a color palette that consists of blues, purples, and yellows. The last part of this form is the option to upload an artwork or graphic. If your student organization happens to have a logo, you can upload it here. And if you compile a mood board or a document of reference photos to help the designer get a better idea of what you're looking for, you can also upload it in this part. If you have made your own digital signage, you can also upload it here and we can post it for you. We do have some specific requirements for you to follow if you happen to have your own graphic made, which will be discussed later in this video. And once you have completed filling out your form, make sure to double check everything before clicking the red submit button.
So just to reiterate on what Juliet said in her walkthrough, here's an overview of what we need from you. The name and title of the organization, contact information, preferably your email, details of your event such as the date, time, and location, as well as the date you need this design by, and a description of what you want in the design, such as a specific color palette, imagery you would like to see, And you're more than welcome to attach picture references so we can get a better idea of what you're looking for. And that's it.
As part of our guidelines, here are a couple of rules that we'd like for you to follow. Please respond to your emails or provide an email that you will check. Please be patient with us as well. We're also students, so we cannot work on your requests outside of our scheduled work hours. Since digital signage is displayed for only 10 seconds on the TVs around campus, we recommend only a few sentences of text for when you request a sign from us. It's highly recommended to not have huge paragraphs of text, otherwise it would be too much to read. We also ask of you to be respectfully honest with us on whether or not you like our designs. It does not hurt our feelings to get some critique or any feedback. In fact, we value your feedback, and our job is to make you happy. If you already made a graphic, make sure it's 1920 by 1080 pixels wide. And this is because it will fit the screen resolutions on the TVs better. I'm pretty sure you've seen the TVs around campus, and if you take a closer look at them, they're all in landscape orientation, and we actually prefer any graphics to be landscape orientation because it will look and be more presentable. And we want to make sure that everything stays consistent. Any flyers or digital advertisements that are given to us that do not fit these requirements will not be posted, and we're going to be a bit more strict about it this year. So please do your best to follow these requirements, and if you need any help with anything, don't be afraid to reach out to us.
Alright, so I'm going to go through what graphic artists don't like to see when they're working on a project. Please avoid emailing the graphic designers at our student or personal emails, as well as our social media accounts. For inquiries, requests, or questions, please email graphicartist@maryville.edu. Please do not request a signage less than 2 weeks prior to your event. We recommend submitting a request 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. The earlier the better. This will allow us enough time to create your request and have room for any necessary changes. Also, if you submit it earlier than 2 weeks, then it's less likely that your case will be assigned too late. Do not request signages through email. To make things easier for us to keep track of our cases, please fill out the request form. Don't say do whatever you want. We really like it when you give us specifics to work with. Please do not ask for too many last-minute changes because this will delay the completion of your request. This is why we encourage you all to be specific when filling out the request form. If you are requesting a logo, we cannot use any copyrighted logos or images. For example, anything Disney, Nike Swoosh, Apple, etc. We can definitely make something inspired by it, but we can't copy it. Any logo request that requires a Maryville M is allowed, but we have to take extra precautions with it because the M logo is copyrighted. We'll need to take the design that we make and go through Maryville's marketing team to get an approval.
If you have any questions, comments, or any concern, please email us at graphicartist@maryville.edu.
And that's it. We hope this tutorial was helpful, and we want to thank you all for listening.